So today we're going to take a look at some functions in Hot Schedules, store log, to do, and staff log. We use store log here to communicate everyday situations and things that are going on throughout the day, also for disciplinary action and to update things in staff log for reviews and progress of somebody's training. The first thing you want to do to get into store log is click on logbook, click on store logs, and it'll open up your store log and staff journal entries. You can see that we have entries in here from every day. Some things that are nice about this is that you can actually see who has viewed them. So you can actually see if somebody has clicked on that to check it out and read it, and you can see who's informed on what's going on and who's not. If you wanted to create a store log entry, you would create entry, click on create daily log entry, and you can see that you have the date, you have the module. Things in here are shift highlights, operations, managers, and general. You can choose what's going to relate to what you're actually entering in the process. Today we'll do something for shift highlights. You can also choose dinner, lunch, sales, voids, and comps, and general information. We'll put some information in today about our lunch sales. Issue, you can determine the urgency of the issue if you'd like, or you can even do things like weather or stuff that affected the business for the day. Today we'll just do general. And the priority of this, whether it's high, urgent, whatever you'd like to select there. You can also choose to show this on the roster, so it'll print on the rosters as you print every day. From there, you would add your text. And you can send it. If you'd like to add information about a member of your staff, you would click create entry, create staff journal entry. And again, you can choose the entry date. You can select your employee from anybody on your roster, back of the house, management, front of the house, doesn't matter. Today we'll review Helene. For this point, you can select what you're actually entering in, whether it's an evaluation itself, if it's an incident, if it's information about the employee, including reviews, that kind of thing, whether it's a compliment from a guest, if it's something that they did wrong. Today, we'll do something bad. The topic today, we'll pretend that Lainey was late, so her punctuality would be the topic. You can put things in for appearance, conduct, complaints, attitude, no call, no show, performance. Again, we'll choose punctuality. Action taken. Here you would actually determine what type of action you're going to pursue with the particular employee, whether you're writing them up, giving them a verbal warning, suspending them, sending them home. We're going to send Lainey home today. And obviously, this is something that's a high urgency, so you would mark it as that. You could put your information in here. And then send that information to the entire management team to keep them informed. Some other features that you can notice in here, once you actually choose a review, it's highlighted with this marker to let you know that you have not read any of the material that's in there. And it also indicates that you have messages or things that you need to review in here. Once you select it, obviously that goes away and it's marked as read on your end. If you wanted to, you can actually use daily log and staff journal to follow up on disciplinary action. The best course of that would be to go to reporting. And at this point, you would go to staff and store, and you would choose a logbook report. In the logbook report, you would choose the dates that you want to view any entries about an employee. You can go as far back as you'd like. At this point, we'll actually choose Lainey. And we'll go all the way back to December of 2017. You do need to choose a date in there. You can also see that this is marked as a date, so you can apply that, and it's going to pull up anything in StoreLog, Staff Journal, and you'd have to choose either one, or you can choose all modules, and that'll find everything related to the employee that you're trying to search. From that point, you would generate report. And Hot Schedules will generate a report showing you every incident in which Lainey, or the employee that you're choosing, was entered into either Staff Journal or StoreLog. This is great when you're attempting to discuss further activities with employees in terms of disciplinary action. You can actually show them what they have in their file currently, whether it's reviews and showing them, hey, you could have worked on this already, or if you actually have multiple disciplinary actions and it's time to terminate an employee. It's a great way to have everything in one place. Amber loves this feature as well. You can print the report. Some other great features about this that we use here is the to-do. And using a to-do, you can actually assign projects to other members of your management team. Things like reviewing other employees for that day. You can use it for actually assigning somebody cleaning projects for that day. If you have interviews scheduled, you can schedule a to-do to actually let that manager know that you have scheduled a interview for them with a candidate. It's very simple. You simply click on Add to Do. You always want to choose Update Me when progress changes, because this will alert you both to the alerts that you have set up with the to-do that you're entering, and then also when it's completed. You can enter the subject. Today we'll put in that we have an interview scheduled. We're going to assign that to Mike Roth. It's going to be due on the 15th. So that interview will actually take place on the 15th. That interview will take place at 3 o'clock. So you would assign the time. The status is not started and the priority is high. You can also set your alerts in here. So you would set in an alert for 2 hours before to let Mike know that he should be prepared for that interview. You can make it a recurring to-do if you'd like. Things like cleaning projects that need to get done every week. If I were to assign to my bar manager to clean the beer cooler every week, this would be a great way to do that. If there are actually applications and things like that that need to be added as well, you can choose to add a photo, and you can actually take a photo with your phone or upload from the desktop of the actual application of the applicant. At that point, once you save it, this alerts Mike that he has that to do. And you can see here that you would actually have to go into your to-dos and mark that that is done. Once it's completed, that'll send a notification to the team members that the to-dos are related to. Just stop it. Listen to it. Some good things that we do with Daily Log and with Staff Journal in general, as well as with the to-do feature in Hot Schedules that help daily manager functions and save time throughout the day. You can actually go into the Daily Log if a manager has added information in there about their lunch shift and how things went. You can see here that I actually added, I incorporated the sales, when we did cuts, things about the employees that were involved throughout the day. You can actually just select and highlight that information, right click, copy that information, and from that point you can open up your daily email and you can actually paste that right into the email. The closing manager can do the same, and that's also ensuring that they have reviewed the information, and likewise they're incorporating information from somebody that actually worked the shift that day. Another great thing you can do is when you create a daily log, you can create an entry for the future. So you would choose the date for a day that you are going to be training somebody in the future, a future server or back of the house employee that you've done orientation with. You can simply choose the date in the future that you know they'll be training on, You can select operations, general and general. There are no options in here to let you know about training and that kind of thing. However, what you can do with this is print that it should show on the roster. You would add then your information, day one, server training, Joe Blow, the end time, 10 a.m. with Christy. Let everybody know who they should be training with for that day. You can also put other information that's relevant to training, like we'll need welcome sheet. At that point, when you choose to send that, you've now added that to the roster reporting. So when you go in to print the roster for that day, you would choose the date and you would choose whoever you need to print the roster for. And no matter what you choose down here, when you generate that report, you can see that that information is there within the notes of the actual roster. So there's no reason for any manager that day to be caught off guard with training and what they'll need for that day. It's great when you're actually trying to set up expo training or in terms of getting people their welcome sheet and other information that they'll need, and also following up on training.